Let's take a break from finishing up series that I've had ongoing for way too long and play a little bit Dead Cells. I'm feeling like it. And today we're just returning right back to the Toothpick because I still want to get this thing working. And as tempting as it might be to have a source of healing right now, I know that's not a good idea. However, stun grenade generally always is. Although people have been telling me since the last video that it is really worthwhile to try and use the stun on this weapon. It's got pretty big range on it, as well as decent damage even if you're not going for the fully charged up attack. Add to that the fact that it does stun enemies just on a single hit. There is something to be said about the weapon. Although I have also been told that it's really more of a vehicle for stunning rather than something that you want to use in any way as your primary damage dealer. Still though, when has that ever stopped me from playing the game like that, right? How many, like, absolutely not a primary damage dealer weapon runs have I still tried to do that with anyway? I mean, I remember fondly trying to do that with the throwing axe. Why couldn't this work? Because it's a very different type of weapon with very different uses and very different strengths and weaknesses. Let's be honest, still probably mostly weaknesses. I do think that one thing I can say about this weapon is that even if you're not going for the charged up hit, it's still a slow weapon. Now apparently, third hit of like a 3-hit combo here still does do pretty good damage. Or so I've been told. So, making sure that I can get the stun on enemies still might be worthwhile, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I'm still gonna try. I'm gonna try. I've been doing that whole... Well, I've been planning to do that whole thing where I'm going back and forth with, like, let's do a start and stream, kind of figure out what I want to do, and then... Oh, good freezing. Do like a start and stream, figure out how I want to kind of approach this weapon, and then go into a more edited video because I know it's going to take more than a few runs to do this. Let's just be real right now. Hey, taunt. That's exactly what I need. Enemies to be faster when I'm using a weapon like this. Well, anyway, of course any sort of stunning is going to work for, you know, survival weapons entirely. That's just good. It's not going to work on everything. Of course, you know, the second that you get to the Hand of the King, which is obviously what I'm going to be going for, any sort of stunning lasts a microsecond on the guy, and obviously that is not nearly enough time for me to be able to charge up my... Oh, whatever, just do this. Let's see that third hit damage here. You can see there's something to be said about the range on that. I don't know if it's super good, but it's not insignificant now, is it? Let's just see. You know, of course, I'd like to start immediate judgments, but let's be real here. It's gonna take a while until... Hey, there's... Oh, no, that's Boy's Axe, not Throwing Axe. Hey, Throwing Axe did really work out well against, like, the... Yeah, sure. Throwing Axe really did work out well against, like, a Dracula. If I go after Dracul again, of course, much like the stream that I did on this weapon, I think this might just transform directly into me using the shield more than anything else, but that's also not a bad thing. Hey, that's one of the other... when I actually, you know, yeah, I had all these plans, like, and then I decided, let's just take a month to go and try and finish up a bunch of these series. Which, in my defense, some of those series have been going on for a while. Been nearly a full calendar year since I had played Dome Keeper, despite saying that I was going to continue on with that. You know what, sure. Void Stranger had been going for more than 2 months. It was May when I had last played Stranger of Paradise. I wanted to finish up some stuff, and then we can get back to Dead Cells, all right? Although here, I just, honestly, you know, going through a bunch of Sokoban games type of stuff in, yeah, sure. In Void Stranger did make me feel like, oh, you know what? I want to break it up, do a little bit more action-y type of stuff, you know? I'm sure nobody's going to complain. I mean, hell, I already had somebody on the last video of Void Stranger being like, when are you doing Dead Cells again? Come on, it's been a month. And I'm like, yeah, you got a point. You got a point here. Kill rhythm might be good. Heart of Ice, you know, if this weapon already has like good... Okay, I thought I was about to go into the bank here, which I think I can do. Well, anyway, if I already have, of course, a weapon that does a lot of stun time, why not, right? Hey, Terraria guy. Well, Terraria guide. Yeah, this says nothing about that in the description, which I still think is weird. That I didn't even realize that until I was trying to use that for the last stream. Despite ostensibly doing a run with you trying to use this weapon before. You would think I would remember that. Usually I do remember stuff like that. So vulnerable when using this. Of course, you know, one of the other things that would really help out with that vulnerability would be getting like a legendary ice armor, but that works with every run. Like, what am I going to say? It is triple SD. Yeah, okay. Not as much range as I necessarily want all the time. But yeah, a triple S tier sort of item. Maybe the best defensive item in the entire game. I really can't think of anything that could possibly compete with that. Even, of course, like the diverse deck has lost a lot of its luster now that it's not a timed thing, but instead an enemy kill thing. And it can be a pretty hefty amount of time, but it's still more than effective enough in pretty much every single battle, as long as you got even a little bit of the timing down to be able to fight enemies. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say here is just there is still definitely, I know that Motion Twin constantly trying to thankfully I can roll out of roll cancel all of my hits here, which is that was close. Which is helping. Okay, you know what? You be stunned forever here. I'm getting nothing that's giving me any survival here. Could really use that right now. I'm just saying. Well, anyway. Good to be back to Dead Cells. Of course, I was just playing Lies of P recently too, which is very... Oh man, one of the things that I said with Dead Cells is that it feels like there's constantly an arms race to try and create the most difficult updates or whatever, which I suppose has kind of cooled down in more recent stuff now that they added accessibility options and, you know, done stuff like having every single biome have a curse chest and everything like that. But God, playing Lies of P is just reminds me. I feel like indie games are just getting increasingly more difficult over time. But not in like an unfair quarter muncher way, but just in a somehow, I don't know, like the indie audience is getting to the point where it's like they want to be challenged over anything else. And sort of. Like maybe like a little bit. Not gonna say I didn't enjoy it, but I was very frustrated at some of the difficulty that Lies of P gave me. In the same way that if I was playing Dead Cells for the first time, I imagined it would be the exact same thing, right? Oh, so many people tell me it's just like, man, you finally got to 4-cell mode and stuff like that, and I'm like, damn, that is an accomplishment. It's like, look, man, I've said plenty of times when I'm playing this game, oh boy, careful. Said plenty of times playing this game that usually you would think that somebody that has like 2,000 hours in a game, even if it's a, you know, arcade style permadeath type of game like this one, that you would be able to beat the game pretty much every time, even under some pretty extreme sort of limitations. And yet, how often can I really beat the game? I mean, yes, I do put limitations on myself, obviously. But you know, like I said, not every weapon is created equal, and so if I don't do that, every run just kind of turns into the same run, right? And yeah, it's fun to have. It is fun to have a run where you just run through, absolutely obliterate everything in your path, no problem at all. But I do think putting some of these limitations does at least keep things fresh. Besides... I mean, not even just fresh for like the watching experience, but also fresh for the playing experience. Because one of the things I was like doing, constant forward momentum. Feels like it's been ages since I've said that phrase, but I still think that you know, not even just in games where I want to have, you know what, it's a good opportunity for that. Not even in games where I constantly want to be moving forward in one way or another. I mean, you'll always notice that in any series that I do, that every episode is going to have some sort of tangible progress be made. You ain't ever going to get just like a filler episode from me. At least, I hope not. But like, I also feel like that even in games that I played an awful lot. Oh boy. All right, keep that in mind then. Might be hey, with the stun grenade and everything, it might with stun grenade and the sort of extreme DPS I can levy out just with the basic charged up hit, might be worth actually trying to find the mimic around here. Get a nice powerful weapon. But yeah, I also want to do that for a series. But it's one of those things where we'll often go through like big periods where I'm just like, I don't feel like playing Dead Cells, just because I sort of feel like there's nothing really that I got left to accomplish in Dead Cells right now. And then, you know, I start up a new season of stuff. I start up a new save file, and I'm like, we're back, baby. Let's do it again. Same thing with like a Binding of Isaac, for example, where getting that Fiend Folio sort of experience was what really got me back into the game for a bit. Still, speaking of ongoing series, let me go finish up that one at some point, right? Oy, the gauntlet. The special gauntlet, whatever it's called. The challenge gauntlet? I don't know. But that is one of those things where, talk about just like absolutely brutal gameplay. It's fun. I like a good brutal gameplay, but it is also one of those things where I can't just always be doing it. It can't be 3 hours on every boss in a game Lies of P. Even if I came out of that still saying, you know what, I had fun anyway. Then again, I always feel like the stuff that I want to. I don't know. But then again, I always feel like a lot of the stuff that I like to see in games is sometimes not necessarily stuff that... It's weird. There's this sort of, I guess the guilty pleasures would be how you call that, right? When you say, well, I know it's not like good to have a game hugely based around grinding, but I do occasionally like a game that's hugely based around grinding. I'm just gonna say. Oh, do I want to go to corrupted prisons? I really don't. Not with this weapon. As for anything else, ancient sewers, if I'm still carrying around, of course, the stun grenade might be okay, because I could deal with the conjunctivius well enough if I can just get her stunned regularly. But do I really want to? Well, I can also just use the shield. Maybe it'll be fun. Who knows? Also, yeah, I did say maybe I do want to fight a mimic. Well, what do we got? Of course, having a higher level of that is not necessarily going to be better or anything, right? Neither is having a higher level of this, really. I guess it gives me a little bit more damage reduction, but 2% is not a whole lot. Well, and on the other hand, what is that? 31%, 32%. I know how to do math. No, it's 31%. Might be good. And I know it. Yeah, well, how about this? Well, it's not bad, but it's also not great. Ooh. Man, I do not like... Okay, well, you know what? We can do it just multiple times, right? Hey! It was going pretty well there right up until it didn't. Yeah? Come on. You are really... You know what? I feel like the... Man, really, dude. You are not behaving well. 312 damage, though, ain't too shabby. Do I really want to, though? That's the real question. It's like, do I want to go into the ancient sewers? I think that's just gonna... let's just do it. Let's just do it. I don't want to go into the cursed sewers. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if these ones are also cursed. No. It's actually incentivized. Yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, definitely gonna want to go for a more defensive build on this one, right? Oh boy. And though, at the same time, I was able to pretty well, do pretty well against everything except for the Mimic, which, well, You know. Expected, right? But at the same time, oh boy. Okay, I can't, every time I see a slightly longer than normal hallway, I immediately think, oh, am I going to have to make the hard decision to go to the bank in this one? I think I could do the bank. I think I could do the bank. Should I do the bank? No. Could I do the bank? Yes. It's the endless paradox of having the bank in a level. Could I do it? Maybe. Should I do it? Probably. Will I do it? Almost definitely not. Like, you want to, but you also don't want to. But of course, you know, I don't really like paradoxes. Paradoxes? I don't know what you call it. Because as I am notably very much against doing any sort of collaboration. That was a... could have phrased that. Save that one for a couple weeks down the road when people forgot that I tried to make that word play there. Okay. Yep. Oh, speaking of... Wow. Yeah, it's like, skip out on the curse there. You go get the cursed skull, eh? That's... I don't think that's a good idea. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the optics on this one. I don't think it's a good idea. Get rid of you. Ooh. Did I actually get the money there? I did. Huh. That was one of the few times that it's like I couldn't even get my periphery to look at that. I was so worried about dying there. Oh, would love to get some form of... Really? Would love to get some form of healing here, but I also know that would love to get some form of healing. I would like to just use a potion, is I suppose the more closer to what I meant to say there. But I'm just thinking, I don't know if I want to, though. Well, okay, I mean, I want to. I just said that I want to, but... Well, we're fighting them. Maybe. Here, you know what? There you go. Just get a good hit here. And really, What? What happened there? It doesn't matter. And there we go, baby. I'll take a little bit of extra. The damage is good right now. Even on regular, just first initial hit type of stuff, I'm doing quite well. I'm not feeling too bad on this. I am... I don't know if I want to say confident. Just do it. Here, I don't want to risk anything. And this is a good time. I'm going to get the full use out of a potion charge. I'll also not have to deal with as many enemies spawning and stuff like that. It's fine. I don't need to be this don't need to be this careful with my potion usage after all. As long as, well, here, never mind. Still not quite one-shotting the spikers, but close enough. Stop that. Stop that right now. Sneaking up behind me. I got 360-degree view. I know you're trying to do it. I don't know if those enemies can actually be stunned. I'm sort of like relying on that as I'm hitting here, but thankfully it hasn't done me wrong yet. Which is not very good metrics on how to look at using a weapon. It's worked so far. But what other metrics am I going to be going on so far? Because you could just also, let's say, look at the damage or just move out of the way, do a slight amount of experimentation. Yeah, but constant forward momentum. Okay. I'm going to, like, run away for a second here. You know, I feel a lot more confident doing that than, really, doing that or doing this or doing this. Any of that rather than trying to even take a swing with the old toothpick here. I ain't doing too bad, though. It really isn't doing too bad. Too bad I didn't get a upgrade from the Mimic over there, because that would have been a very powerful version of this weapon at this point in the game. It's currently, what like 7, 8, 10 for the Scavenge Bombard. Wow. Lowballing it there. No Mimic gives you higher stuff, but... Yeah. fine. It's, as much as I said I didn't really want to do a swing, it does have a pretty big hitbox above and below it, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Cocoon. An interesting item that could work. Could be a good defensive type of play with everything else that I got going on here. I don't think that it's entirely necessary. Maybe get like Frozen Shield or something could be good. Get the right, get the right affixes on there, and it would actually go pretty well. Oh, I don't like these spikers because the amount of time it takes to swing this weapon is just enough that it is really making me feel like I'm about to die at all points in time. Observe. Thanks. You know what? That's fine. Money shooter times 2 damage. Great weapon. Great weapon. Would really be good in this run, but, you know, I don't really have the stats for it. Or the willingness to use it as of right now. Get over here. Can see you spawning in, and I know you are the sort I do not want to have spawning in right now. Alright. Have I seen... No, I've somehow managed to skip over every one of the... Yeah? Yeah. Worst comes to worst, you let's take out that shield, right? Yeah, I've somehow managed to skip over every one of the shops, which is great. Good and cool. Not like I need them anyway. Let's take you out first. Are you kidding me? We got... And it's nothing. If I got 3 survival, yeah, I would probably take it. Even though that's not really the best idea, but I think it could work anyway, right? Hey, Giant Whistle. Hey, Giant Whistle actually works out really well against... you know what? Give it to me. Scavenge Bombard is great and everything, and it is obviously a very high version of that. This works out real well, especially given that I am going up against the Conjunctivius, who is not the friendliest character to melee weapons, especially slow ones. I hate this tentacle. This tentacle has like done more damage to me than anything else in this entire area. And hence I will kill it out of revenge, in spite of what Moby Dick has taught me. In spite of my own opinions on revenge, for God's... Oh man, Indulgence. Now, the thing with Indulgence is that I do have, of course, a cursed skull right up there. No, this is not really the time. This is not really the place to be trying to mess around with that. You're about done here. Hey, throwable weapons. Honestly, probably a good take. Is it better than shield? Probably not for this fight, but it could be. Just stood right there. Good. Got the drop on him? Sort of? Sort of? Whatever. What else we got? Yeah. I mean, sure. Moderate amount. A couple percentages more of damage reduction, but, you know. Nah. Let's just get out of here, get going. This is more what I was looking for, of course. Oh, Rampart's also not bad either. Attacking after a parry also gives 300. Oh, I'm going to take it. Because that can be good if I can get the full charge there. If I can get the full charge. Yeah. Same thing there. Here we go. Slow down, plus 30% of slow down. Can't be interrupted. Oh, that's standard for everything. Sure, might try re-rolling that then a little bit to see if I can't find a slightly more powerful version of it. Go get the plus 40% extra instead. I really shouldn't. I'm not going to grab that cursed skull. Look, I got rid of Indulgence just to make sure that I wouldn't even feel like I wanted to go grab that skull. All right. Oh, and then it gives me another rampart right here. Fun. Good stuff, good stuff. Really. Yeah, I should just go for the parry and not worry about this sort of thing. There. I could just keep hitting that around, but why? Also, I'm gonna better safe than sorry on this one, right? Be careful, be careful. Go grab some more money with the rest of the keys that I got here then. It doesn't really matter what it's going to be, I think. I think they all sell for the same. Except for you, probably. Alright, let's get out of here. Go see Conjunctivius. See if I can't get something working here. 300% damage after a hit. I think that might do something. It might. We'll see. I feel like I can maybe make something work, maybe. Bleeding, Electrified, nah. Plus 20%. Oh, one more, I'll try it. Oh. Now that's a combination of stuff. You have bleeding? No, of course not. Yeah, so hey, at least that's got a decent little combination of stuff going on there. Now then, what else do I want? What else could I want? And there's always what doesn't kill me. Necromancy is not bad either. Gastronomy. Nah, yeah. Berserker probably, I mean, for 8 seconds. Enemy and stuns. Yeah, sure. I think that can actually work well here. Or at least has the potential of working well. It depends on how this next area goes. At least I got a decent... Now, I'm not really going to be getting too many hits in a row, and I don't even know if it's going to last long enough when I get a hit for like the bleed to even apply to the next hit. While being a slow weapon and everything. Although this will work. Not bad. Hey, see what I was talking about with the whole, with the thing that I was saying. But yeah. Now there's something to be said about. I can even get a hit here. Thank you. That will allow me to get a hit here. And yeah, I was just thinking that especially Berserker could work pretty well for, of course, this type of very, very high something. That high enemy fight type of thing, you know? There's a lot of enemies I'm fighting here, right? There we are. Oh, what? I actually got hit there? Dang, I was doing pretty well, too. Yeah, unfortunately, like 2 hits there is not working super good, but it's working super good enough. Plus, like I said, 300% on hit when I get a parry, like this sort of thing. Not bad, though. Keeps trying to go for the AoE attack. Not working. And then the faster hit there. Hey, there's something. There is something here. I don't know if it's necessarily like, oh yeah, baby, top tier sort of strategies or anything like that. You know what? In fact, I do know that is not the case. But wasn't bad. Slumbering Sanctuary, of course, but what with me to already dumping 2 potion charges into my non-existent mouth. I don't know about that. Go hit up the graveyard. It's a beautiful time of year, right? And getting good stuff for everything else except for this. so close to doing that perfectly, too. Ah, well, as it is, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm getting somewhere, and here's where we get you. Is this really the time, though? Well, if I take out throwable objects... I don't know. I'm just going to go to the graveyard. Well, it does have a food shop in here and a lot more money. Let's just do it. Like I said, if I take out throwable objects, that gives me a lot of extra stun. Lose the shield, of course, but a lot of extra stun. Oh boy, oh boy. Questionable decisions, but I think I can make this work. I may also be able to get 2 potion charges down here. Just really got to make sure that I remember that I do not have the shield out, because the shield, of course, is going to be something that I'd like to use. Good look here. The what is that? The concierge head and one of the outfits you get for boss rush. I still got to go finish the. Speaking of other boss rushes, I got to go finish. It takes so long to do every run in the boss rush, though, and not even just this game, but also Binding of Isaac. I've gotten a lot of practice, but still, it requires a lot of practice. You understand? I don't know. That's also one of those series that I never really, like doing Nightmare mode. Now you're Nightmare mode. Comes to life. Here we are. See, that's sort of what I was planning. That's what I wanted to see. And as for throwable objects, as of course they work in Katana Zero, giving me a hefty stun here. Well, they don't outright kill things, which is how they worked in Katana Zero. They might not outright kill things, but they do definitely give enough of a hefty stun to get a quick kill with this weapon. Besides, like I said, I do feel kind of bad using the stun grenade because it is a pretty cheesy weapon with a weapon like this in particular. But at the same... What? I got hit there? Really? No, you don't. Will you throw... Throwable objects is not... You have no health left. Ridiculous. Yeah, the only thing with throwable objects, of course, is that it doesn't really always hit what I want it to. Well, fine. If you want to play like that, I still do have the stun grenade. Ugh. Man, I hate this. I am so close to kill... Oh, it's already level 3. I didn't even see that. Well, looks like we're using another potion charge then in that case. Which is fine. Not what I wanted, though. Didn't even see that it was already at level 3. There we go. Okay, there. Jeez. Oh, Bank still remains pretty tough. Yes, and then there's, of course, you, who I've been trying to focus on, who has no health left, and yet still lives. What's up with that? Bank still as delightful as ever. Man, oh man. Okay, well, at least I'm here. You know what? This is about the point in time. Just go start taking out loans, right? There we are. Good. All right. Well, I guess I don't really need that yet. But I was sort of hoping that it's just like, just in case that was the one that was the mimic. That I had a little bit of, that I was able to get the thing that I wanted more first, right? Because obviously there are 2 things that I would eventually want, either the healing or the potion, and I should really prioritize that one first in case everything else is going to disappear right afterwards. Still, though, the fact that I've already used another potion charge in here sort of means that this is, well, it was a bad idea. It's fine. Is there another area that I can get to that might have a... Yeah. Another area that I can get to that might have a way to get a potion. I don't know. Just get down here already. No? Not yet, at least. See it walk down the largest hallway known to man. Yeah. You know, as far as the reference items and everything go, I did finally watch a playthrough of Guacamelee for the first time recently. That game seems pretty fun. I mean, I was surprised at the amount of Fez references that, well, okay, the 2 Fez references that I actually understood after playing that game, too. Kind of interesting to remember that it came out a while ago at this point. Like 2013, I think was the original date. But yeah, it's... I can't think of any, like, modern... I can't even imagine, like, a more modern game putting the owl statue from Fez into it. Aside from that, you know, like a lot of combos, a lot of, you get that sort of fast-paced, action-y type of gameplay that, well, needless to say, I like. You're watching it, but I don't know. Would I ever play it myself? Well, I guess that's really, hey, is it ever really up to me to decide what I end up playing on the channel after all? I mean, it is. Like, Void Stranger was certainly that. Nice. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm not doing amazing on... The thing is, I'm really not, like, super high up there in terms of stats, but I also don't want to die. Of course. Good. Get as much out of the... Get as much out of the broken one. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Of course, would have liked to have... And you know, yeah, I even got a... Yeah, when I have the faster swing, that's when I can really get the... That's when I can really get the bleed working for me. At least that's my thought process right now. Okay, well, that's decent at least. I forgot it does actually still take your money, though, even if the shopkeeper gets eaten. I guess it also eats your money, too. Which is silly. Why would it work like that? But I suppose it doesn't really matter either way. I got the stuff, that's the important thing. Back up to full health. It's not perfect, but it's also not bad. It's fine. I'm not disappointed. Really, now. No, you don't? Yeah, this at least does enough damage. I feel like I actually have, surprisingly enough, despite the fact that I'm not really taking all of the extra stats that I possibly could and everything, I feel like I'm doing halfway decent on damage. Don't forget. Throwable objects. Maybe it's not working. Not quite the distance that I was hoping it was going to hit. Gah! Well, this is at least a good time for me to have... There we are. This is at least a good time for me to have the stuff that I have. Whatever it is. I don't know. I can't think right now. Please wait on the line until a point in which I am... Berserker! There we go. And start playing the Muzak. Muzak even a thing anymore? I mean, it must be. But... like, it's still a weird idea to me that feels like it's something that should have been phased out, but I guess how could it? It's one of those just mainstays of... If you don't know what Muzak is, this probably makes absolutely no sense to you. If you do know what Muzak is, you probably are not really understanding, but it doesn't matter. It's like an in-store radio that I assume still exists. Back before, you know, people had portable music players. I mean, not like, you know, like a Walkman or something, but, you know, like an MP3 that can hold the library, the entire Library of Alexandria. Ah! Whatever. I got enough to go. Oh, I do need to remember I need to still pay off my debts. I should probably not go too wild with buying stuff right now, right? Kind of gotten what I'm going to get here as well, regardless. Although, legendary item, usually... Oh, legendary Hayabusa gauntlets. Good, but, you know, of course, not really taking the scope of the run, right? No, you don't. No, you don't. Legendary high boost gauntlets would actually be great. Would probably be a pretty big step up from this weapon. But, you know, at the same time, get out of here. But at the same time, can't really use it. And the constant enemy spawning here is not really making this easy either. So, oh yeah, right. It's the Fist of the Blue Sky reference. That's not it. It's the fist reference. The reference to having to balling up your hand to attack things. You know how that is. Oh, dropped right in. Welcome to the party. You've been expelled from the party? No, kicked out of the party? Party's over? I can make this work. I got something. It's been revoked. There we go. Perfect. I should have probably got hit there. Okay, I'll take that. Sure. I need a little bit more money, of course, regardless. Because at this rate, I'm probably going to be getting cursed by the end of this, right? Well, there's no scroll. Which I would really love to not be cursed, especially after I already sold the indulgence, right? Ah, whatever. If it's like that, then it's like that. Yuto, Berserk still coming in handy, like I said. Because I'm going Berserk. Because I'm trying to remember Pac-Man Fever songs right now. I shouldn't even bother, but let's just see if there's something interesting here. Oh, there's Anathema. I don't know about that. Everyone's favorite high risk, not particularly high reward. Not as high of a reward as you want. Type of weapon. Still don't know what's taking. Like, you know, the plan was when the End Is Nigh update came out. It's only 12,000. So, we're back to that grind set, I guess. Well, there's still one more area. At least I can get it down as much as I possibly can before, you know, I can even... I think I'll actually take this rather than throwable objects. Throwable objects is not doing as much for me as I was hoping. I think a little bit of extra shielding here, especially against some projectiles, is probably better. Pac-Man Fever. You gotta remember, there was a time... Kids, there was a time when video games weren't just, you know, a medium, but they were a fad. It's funny to think, but that is what happened. People making novelty songs about them. Not to say that people don't make novelty songs right now. I've seen the Minecraft ones. Usually unwillingly. But not... They're not as mainstream, you know? Also, there was a time when Berserk was a household name as far as stuff goes. I can't... Now, pretty much everything else. I can think of at least some sort of modern remake for pretty much any of the songs that appeared on Pac-Man Fever. Hey, let me just go check my phone real quick. What songs appeared on Pac-Man Fever? I don't know if we've ever gotten a more modern version of Berserk. Pac-Man Fever, please. Not the video game. Got a pocket full of quarters, heading to the arcade. Don't have a lot of money, but I'm bringing everything I made to play Pac-Man. What was it? I thought the album was also named Pac-Man Fever. There was something like that. Yeah, no. That was it is called that. That was correct. Track listing. And Pac-Man Fever, Froggy's Lament, of course, Frogger, Centipede, which I actually had the remake, the 3D version they made for Centipede that came out for DOS. It wasn't very good. Tell you that right now. Do the Donkey Kong. Wow, what a name. Hyperspace, which was Asteroids, of course. Defender, which I believe had a game for the PS2. Mousetrap for Mousetrap? Mousetrap? Oh, I'm not even familiar with that one. ColecoVision? Okay, well, you know what? I suppose that probably wins as far as the most obscure video game title, at least in retrospect. It snatches the thing. But I just never think nobody's made like a more modern version of Berserk, right? Do we ever get like a 3D version of Evil Otto? I'm just saying it'd be pretty cool. People even remember like Sinistar better, but of course that makes sense because Sinistar is very memorable. All right. Yeah, Defender had some sort of PS2 game I kind of vaguely remember. Of course, Pac-Man's like still getting stuff. Pac-Man had like a television series a while back, right? Then there was also, and Frogger, plenty of other ones too. I'm gonna give it a try. Maybe against my better judgment. I think I can do it though. Dead Cells. Okay. Dead Cells ain't really sort of game that's built for platforming, but that's fine. Because I have enough experience in it regardless, right? I know the basics of how things work here. Interesting coming off. I like playing Bestified a little bit ago in my, of course, previously, my aforementioned attempts to try and finish up some of the series I've been doing. Much more platformer-focused game. Of course, that also happens whenever I play any sort of game like that. Man, you rarely ever see this one. Okay, but Dust Force, of course, comes to mind immediately. It's just like, yeah, Excel is doing like a lot of, not like platformer stuff, but a lot of, holy water, holy water. Fell together cause true love is rare. Holy water soaked in her yellow hair. Can't believe I just stopped the episode to do an entire thing about Pac-Man Fever. Nah, no, I can. I can. Never mind. How difficult are the enemies down here? These are not easy enemies. Good. Well, okay, that actually worked out. Oh. Don't mind if I do. These are not easy enemies, and I don't really like that. I'm so close, though. Look, you either get cursed here or you get cursed in the next area. Make your choice. It's me, Saw. Your choice is either to live or die. Make your choice. I'd like to live. Well, then you gotta, like, you know, cut off your legs. Oh, that'd be really good. It's like, well, not really much of a choice now, is it, Saw? Hey, what am I talking about? Apparently I've heard that Saw X was good. I don't know if I believe that. Yeah? I see you down there, by the way. You're not, like, fooling me. Okay. Okay, well, the other one got activated. Or, no! It's actually still very much ready to... How was I facing the wrong direction? Whatever. To the left. Ugh. Getting a little bit of that heat, though, let me tell you. But my debt is repaid. Hi. Okay. I've never seen any of the Saw movies. Honestly, when they were new, I was too squeamish to do that, and now I'm too jaded to probably get much of anything out of them. Oh, I guess there was actually still a couple more things down here that I could have just sold. Maybe I want to go get the food here at the same time too. Go full greed. I'm in the bank after all. What are you in the bank for if not to be greedy, right? Go big or go home. That's apparently what I say. Okay. Ain't too bad, though. Also, let's go get, like, actual explosions from you to maximize the gold a little bit here. Not bad, not bad. Well, I should still, once again, I do want to maximize the gold, but I also don't want to die. So, you know. Good. Oh, Malaise is gone. Good. That is also something that I'm not going to say no to. And right into it. Oh, you know, I mean, I do want to maximize that gold right now. I want it, like, that would be a full heal. I wouldn't get out of here, you know, as unscathed as I want it to be, but do all right. Do all right for myself. Well, I don't want to go pay to go and kill 2 enemies for a little bit of extra gold now, do I? It's 4,000. I need like 2,000. It'd be a very minimal amount of curse I'd have to suffer. In fact, it would be such a minimal amount of curse that I could probably deal with it in this very area itself. Ugh. I don't know if I like these sort of decisions that I'm making. I should be fine. I will hopefully be fine. 1,500, baby. It's 7. That's not bad. That's not that bad. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Didn't even recognize that I did that. That it was me the entire time. Okay. The heat is on, baby. 4 left. And you're up there. Just gotta be careful. Thanks. You're welcome. 2 left. 2 left, baby. Well, there's 2 dudes up here. I'm gonna make that work. There's also 1 dude right here. Okay. I think I just want to wait. I wonder if those you can actually translate those runes there. Been doing that a lot in Void Stranger as of recently, or not even actually as much as I want to. No surprise that I was into a. Whew. I'm also so close to 60. You gotta stop trying to find more things to do. Yeah, but I'm so close to 60 though. Yeah, not as much as I want to do, but still, it's been a lot of fun. I do love the old heavy puzzle games, but I've also just taking like a quick break from that just to go do some Dead Cells is a good change of scenery as well. That was not the one I wanted to use. All right, let's get out of here already. Oh, not the easiest one, but I made it out unscathed. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have slightly more health than I came in here with, but not much else. Well, I guess didn't I get some sort of upgrade, right? A giant whistle. It's all right. The deck of cards, all been a pack of cards. Yeah, I should do that at some point. Never got that achievement for killing the queen with the deck of cards. And obviously a lot of the things that I've been working with as of right now have been more focused around, of course, you know, I could probably do some good damage. Let's just go Sepulcher. I don't know. Like, I want to go Sepulcher, but I also don't want to be tempted with another Curse Chest. But Cavern, I think I could do pretty good against the Giant. But then again, Giant's not really susceptible to. Yeah, I think, you know what, I think I'm just going to go. Not worry about that. We'll take this. One can take it, continue to take Heart O' Ice. And Necromancy, I think, is a good choice. Okay, I'm probably not going to take any Curse Chests in here, but I think I'm going to go the old Sepples, old Forgotten C++. It's just the best idea, right? Don't want to... This run has actually been decent. I'm surprised. Like, I'm not hating. Oh, no. You remember when I died after taking that and forgetting that I took it? Well, let's not have a repeat of that. Not the time. Not the time. Not the place. Place is, well, apparently back in the bank. But that was more out of desperation than, you know, any sort of grand plan on my part. Okay. Almost didn't hit the one that I wanted to. Oh, actually, what does that, what does a tracker down there have? I am interested. Not bad. Still gotta be careful. Okay. Alright. Fine. Yeah, baby! No, you don't! Just lying prone on the floor. Stop that. Okay, well, this is why I took Necromancy here, because I knew I was going to be getting some use out of it. I mean, besides, decent weapon, pretty good at Toothpick here. I'm kind of surprised at how well the Toothpick. I can't even not say that on purpose anymore. Doing these series where I purposely mispronounce things. I mean, I definitely don't do that, but, you know, where I purposely mispronounce things has just, it's now just starting to become an unconscious reflex. Whatever. Look, if I had look, that's hardly something to worry about, right? The sort of effect that streaming might have on the human mind. Surely it's nothing but good stuff. Indulgence. Well, you know I'm tempted. Which is funny for an item called indulgence. But have just a little indulgence as a treat. But no, like it would be nice to get that extra stats. A little bit extra stat. It ain't never hurt nobody except when you take a cursed chest and it ends the run. But that's why I would take that. But then again, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be safe. It just means I'm more likely to be able to get rid of the curse before it becomes a problem. I can also just, of course, bait out enemies to spawn, what with poison stuff. That'd be fun, but Alucard's shield, nah. I don't think there's anything here that I'm going to particularly want. Yeah, cudgel, I mean, maybe. But knowing that a lot of the enemies I'm going to be fighting, bosses in particular, bosses, really just bosses, are going to start to become immune to stuns, I don't think that's going to be as important. Trying to just get big hits is going to be a little bit more useful. Still coming up on, yeah, probably the Timekeeper should be pretty effective regardless. I thought I was going to drop, I thought I walked far enough to drop off the side, which is why I just suddenly swung the Toothpick there. Alright, get down on the ground. Open that door, get on the floor. You're dead. You're gonna go live with the dinosaurs. Oh, who are all dead. If that wasn't clear? Man, my wordplay is not on point today, is it? Ah, well. Ain't all winners. Don't even. Don't you do it. Don't you do it! Okay. I am... Good parry. But I am very worried about how this is going right now. Thankfully, my, 2,000 hours of knowing exactly how long it takes for every single enemy to perform their attack is really coming in handy here. As if there's any point in time when I'm playing this game where it doesn't, but especially here. Where it's like, I know exactly how long it's going to take, and I know exactly how long it's going to take for me to use the Toothpick. Right, or do a parry. Yeah. Yeah, and it's times like this where you think like, well, why don't you just take... You almost have 60 kills. And it was with some pretty close calls. Why don't you just take the cursed chest? You'd clearly be fine. But you never know, man. One-hit kills. I still think it's just too stressful to deal with most of the time. I'd rather be slightly underpowered, but slightly not dead. Yeah, which is also another weird thing to say in this game. Given its topic, given its thematic importance. You know, this would be a time to actually go do the Death Stranding, now that apparently we got, you know, trailers, which of course I didn't watch, for Death Stranding 2 and everything. I'm excited for the game. I don't know what on the beach means, because again, I didn't watch the trailer. It's gonna be weird, I suppose, when I eventually play it, when it comes out. Why am I like this? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Look, I don't consume media outside of video games, clearly. And the trailers are things that you watch, they're not things that you play. If it was a playable trailer, a PT, if you will, maybe I'd play that. I still cannot believe. I was watching playthrough of the most recent, and here it comes, everybody, Poppy's Playtime, which had just a wholesale section that was, well, a section that was just a wholesale reference to PT. They even did like the radio stuff, like the "Don't Turn That Dial." You know, just the one, you know, like, Jumbo Josh, that's not even the right one. Jumbo Josh is always eating the same food, watching the same shows. Always such a drag away from just being PT. I can't believe how much a playable teaser, how much influence a playable teaser has had on video games. For, like, what, close to a decade now? Bro, I can't believe you do that to me. I was just about done. Oh, he's still shocking to me. And yeah, a mascot horror, or as I like to call them, Freddy likes, are still just an endless source of entertainment for me, that for reasons that I can't even really place myself. I don't even like horror games that much. But I'm endlessly fascinated by them. It's weird. I don't know how to feel. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I am gonna be there watching the latest chapter of Garten of Banban. And I know it's not gonna be good. Come back. Whatever. Nah, he's gone. Nice, but I still want to see it anyway. What a weird series. I've seriously considered playing it on the channel just to be like, what even is this? Let's look at it. Not even like to make fun of it, just as like a let's all just experience this together. Hey everybody, come around, the old CRT, where I'm gonna go throw on Garten of Banban. We're all gonna have a fun time. Is it gonna be good? No, but since when has ever stopped anybody from playing a video game or watching a movie or anything like that? You don't have to play it. And I'm willing to put in the work to edit stuff down. Come on, it'd be funny. No, I don't think so though. Maybe when it's entirely done. If such a thing ever happens. Do I have enough time? No, not really. Ah! Yeah, I shouldn't really bother too much with the stun time. Just use the experience you had doing boss rush, although... Nope! I knew it with the teleportation. It's none of the... Pretty much everyone except for... All the bosses, very hard to do survival except for maybe... Of the third tier, except for maybe, of course... Okay, well, I'm gonna get a perfect fight here, but I think I already screwed that up. What was I saying? Yeah, none of them except for maybe the Giant. Giant has... And that's provided that you can hit the Giant. If you can hit the Giant, then you're golden. If you can't hit the Giant, then it's... Well, probably anything else. I was hoping that was gonna work. No? Huh? And it even got off there too, but it wasn't fast enough to save me from that. Goes to show you though. I'm still gonna say, even though that wasn't a successful run, I think I still would have probably been fine otherwise. I should have just gone for the kill there, considering it was like 5 seconds away from doing it. But I'm just like, I don't feel confident. I feel like I'm gonna go try and get over there, do a single hit, and Well, it was a bad play on my part, but what are you going to do?